talking about 823, which is what I signed for, 823.08 to be specific, and 8 cents. And, whether it's $140 for the 2-day one-way or $500 for the 2-day one-way, the total charge then should be anywhere between roughly $1,000 to $1,300. But you guys are telling me $4,200 minus $400 as some sort of courtesy to me, as if it was a courtesy to take $3,000 of my dollars instead of $3,400 of my dollars. So that's what I don't understand, Jack. Why can't you take care of that and just adjust the rate appropriately to do a 2-day one-way from LAX to Boston, Allston, Massachusetts, and just put that through as the charge?
Yes, sir, because that was never on the original contract, sir.
Right.
We cannot simply make another contract for you because it was never made that way.
Well, I called you guys on 3/13 and asked them would there be a fee to deliver the car to Allston, Massachusetts. I was told no. On 3/20, I called to confirm that I would be returning the call to Allston, and the representative confirmed the reservation is updated and the return to Massachusetts is authorized. On 3/21, I called the national branch to ask them, can I return the car early and would I save any money on that? They told me to call the local branch. On 3/21, I called 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then on 3/23, I called 1, 2, 3 times to the local branch, and finally did reach someone who then told me he could not help me with to tell me if the rate would be cheaper if I returned the car early, and he said he redirected me to national. So national and local sent me back and forth to each other, and nobody could help me. So I decided, okay, you know what? It's probably not even going to be worth the hassle since it had a monthly rate. I'll just return the car on 3/31 as planned, and that's what it is. So, but when I went there, of course, the fee was $4,204.97, a fee more than 5 times the 823.08, the contract I signed specified. So I don't understand. Mike tried Mike basically at the local branch told me don't close out the contract because National needs to fix this fee. When I called the national branch, I'm on the phone with them, and they told me we can't do anything until you close the contract. I'm there wearing a mask and latex gloves, trying to be as protected as possible because of the COVID-19 outbreak, which is the entire reason I returned the vehicle to Boston, is that we didn't fly. I drove my family home. And like I said, I got authorization, confirmation from Budget that there would be no fee for the return of a different location. Furthermore, I called and confirmed that on the account. And as you told me, Jack, there were no notes of those things. So then, I went home. I called Budget again, and, I called up agent 37957, who refused to put me through to a supervisor. He insultingly offered me $100 off the $4,200 that you have wrongfully charged me, and basically threatened me if I wanted a resolution today on 4/23, he would close the case with a charge of $4,100. Then you called me, and basically, you've told me you can do $400 instead of $100 off, again, the over $3,000 you've essentially stolen from me. And so, that's the whole story here. I acted in every way in accordance with what I thought was the appropriate, activity for me as a customer with Budget. I did local branch, I did national branch, I followed instructions as you guys told me. National told me close the contract. I didn't want to keep the car longer and get charged extra days, or make some claim that I stole the vehicle or something crazy like that. I didn't want to do that, so I returned the car. We closed the contract, and basically Budget has just tried to keep the money since then. But it's not your money. You stole it from me. I did not agree to these terms at all. It's excessive price gouging, and it's not in accordance with all the procedures that I went through with Budget to request a change of location, to update the account, the confirmation from you guys that there wouldn't be a charge. And like I said, Mike at the desk basically did the math on paper for me and said, essentially it was going to be something like $179.29 is what he told me specifically to charge me a one-way transfer LA to Boston for 2 days. And you told me it was $500, but regardless, I spoke with someone on the phone yesterday who told me it was 140. So I understand the rates change a little bit, but between 140, 179, or even 500, like you're telling me, to charge me from $800 plus your 2-day transfer, $200, $500, whatever you call it, there's no way we get anywhere near $4,000. How can you explain that?
And I understand this is not something you're agreeing to, sir.
No, but how can you justify that, and how can you explain that? Like, how can you do that?
Right. Because the original contract and the agreement, sir, was a round trip, and that was from February the 1st till March the 31st. In this scenario, sir, you returned to a different location. That changed the rate completely, sir. It actually provided us a different rate. That's why it went up to $4,200, sir.
Right, but why can't you charge me for 30 days and then charge me for 2 days to drive the car across the country for the 2-day one-way?
Because this contract is already closed, sir.
Right, but that's what you instructed me to do when I was at a local branch speaking with the desk and on the phone with National Budget to try and get you guys on the same page, because you guys both have the same sign, right? It's supposed to be the same company. And you guys aren't functioning that way at all. I mean, you guys are completely incompetent and mishandling your customers, and you have no accountability. And the worst part of all of it is the price gouging, of course. And you know, as I mentioned to you in a previous call, it's completely inhumane, you know, as a company or as people to treat, you know, a customer who rents a car for 2 months. That makes me a pretty good customer, I would say. And you know, like, everyone knows that there's this virus thing, and I had a very reasonable reason to decide to drive the car across the country. Not that I need one, because I called you guys and got those permissions and authorizations. And you say you don't have them on the contract or the agreement at all, which is crazy, because all I have is call records with these, you know, these phone calls that are 10, 20, 30 minutes long, all these different ones. I have a record of it. And like, no, I didn't record the calls, Jack, because should I? Why would a customer need to do that? Isn't that crazy? Don't you see the insanity in this?
Not really record the call itself, sir. Just get a confirmation email or a confirmation number or a case number.
Well, I have a case number, Jack. I have a case number that says you guys are pulling a call on April 1st with 3 to 5 business days, and you're going to call me. I have that on my case number, and you know what happened?
We tried that, sir.
No, Jack, you didn't.
That.
You didn't try that, because you know what?
Okay, so we're going back and forth again, sir. I just did tell you this the last time we talked.
Jack, when we spoke on the phone,
I was going to get you another.
Jack, when we spoke on the phone, I got something to tell you. When we spoke on the phone and I said, why hasn't the call been pulled? You said, oh, well, let's put in another request to do it. And then you started asking me what day and time I called. And I said, what are you talking about, Jack? Like, I already filed this with you. Why isn't this on the account? And you told me it's not on here. I don't know why, but let's write it down again. So you guys aren't doing your jobs there. How do you rectify that? When I've already placed a claim for the call to be pulled, no one updates me that it wasn't pulled or they couldn't find it. And then furthermore, when we talk about it, you say, oh, I don't know, it's not on the notes here for the account. How do you justify that? How can you explain that?
And that's why I took the time, sir, to get in contact with the quality assurance department. That's when I found out that the files were not available.
Okay.
From our end, it's already a closed case, sir.
Sure. Well, I just would like for you to let upper management know that they'll be hearing from me in as many ways as I possibly can to be heard, and that I'm going to hurt this business every way I can legally do so. And I'm going to make sure that news networks and anyone else, review sites, anything else I can do, you just picked the wrong person to like steal $3,000 from, because I'm going to make you earn it. I'm going to make you earn every penny of it.